So now I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite smoothies. I have this smoothie at one of my favorite restaurants that I go to, but it's not on this island, so it's not easy to get to, and I got the ingredients that they had, and I'm going to make it. I made it last night. It's really good, and in advance, you're welcome. Make this. I promise you, you will love it. It is so, so, so good. I'm actually even thinking of kicking it up a notch and freezing it for ice cream. I had that genius thought last night. It would just be like the best in the whole entire world. It's so good. So here's what I put in it. I don't really, they don't, obviously on the menu they don't give you measurements, so I kind of just eyeball everything and throw it in the blender, and if it works, great, and if it doesn't, then I amend it next time. So last night I put in a little bit too much coconut milk, but we're going to start with coconut milk. I use unsweetened vanilla because I can't have sugar, so I just choose this coconut milk. It tastes good. And the vanilla helps it. I wouldn't necessarily do plain coconut milk because it loses something without that vanilla flavor. So I'm just going to add a little bit because, like I said, I don't want to get carried away and have too much. So vanilla, coconut milk, banana, also pineapple. So good. I was cutting these pineapples last night, and it just totally looks like the Citibank logo, right? Until I break it. Doesn't it though? With the C? To me, it looked like either Pac-Man or I think it's the Citibank logo. It's got like the black C with the cutout in the middle. Anyway, I just thought that was funny. So I'll put this in. I don't put in a whole lot of anything because I like to taste it and see what I want more of, so that's what I would recommend. So I just put in a banana, that little piece of coconut, not the broken one. I'll eat that later. A little bit of coconut milk. Now I want vanilla bean. So vanilla bean comes in a jar like this, and it's kind of expensive. It's $10 for 2 vanilla beans. So I won't necessarily use an entire vanilla bean just because you don't really taste it. You don't need that much, and you're paying a lot for it. It's like $5 for a vanilla bean. So what I do is I'll just cut them in half. This is half left over from last night. You want to score it down the middle with a knife and then scrape out the beans. Don't put this in the blender because you're going to be chewing this later. This isn't meant to like blend up and be eaten. It's not good. So I'm just going to scrape out the seeds. When I score down the middle, then I take a fork and flatten it open, and I just kind of scoop out the seeds. And if you have a better way to do it, go for it, because I'm definitely not the vanilla bean expert. I rarely cook with vanilla beans. So I'm sure there's a better way to do this that I don't know about, but this works. And if you have coffee in the mornings or you plan on making anything else, I would actually keep this stem part. So I'm just scraping out the middle. I don't know if you can see that. I'm just scoring it like this with the fork to get the beans. That's the way I find to be the most effective, because then you have all this vanilla bean paste, and that's really all you want. But the pod still tastes good. So like I was going to say, if you have coffee in the morning or you're going to make anything else, keep this because you can stick it in and infuse whatever you're making, because this will still have the flavor. And vanilla beans, if you've never eaten a vanilla beans are not good to eat on their own. It tastes, the only way I can think of to describe it is almost alcoholic. It's not sweet like vanilla, like you are used to in ice cream or desserts. That's sweetened. It doesn't come naturally sweet. It's more of a tart vanilla flavor, which is really strange to say because you never encounter tart vanilla flavors pretty much anywhere. It's always sweet vanilla. So, sorry, I'm sweating. It's really hot here. And isn't this jewelry so cute? I just have to say, I love the green. And can I also say, you have to check out my skirt. Look how cute this is. The cat print. I just love cat print. I love this skirt. Okay, anyway, let me segue for my cute outfit. Okay, so I have the banana, the pineapple, vanilla coconut milk. You also would want vanilla hemp protein or just plain hemp protein. I don't have that, and it's very expensive to buy in the store, so I didn't buy it. I'm going to order it online. Or if you just have regular vanilla protein, that should be fine too. The hemp protein is really good because it's got a little bit of a grittier texture. So it's got a little bit something more to grab onto in your mouth. It's a little more texture friendly instead of, you know, if you were to get like a vanilla protein powder from the store that's a whey protein powder, those, when you mix them, they get a little bit gummier, a little stickier. So it's just more of a texture difference. I kind of like the texture of either rice protein powder or hemp in a smoothie, especially because it just feels healthy. I don't know. That's the only way I can describe it. Then we want macadamia nuts. I chose salted. You can get whatever you want, but I just do a small handful. I choose salted because salt is a flavor enhancer. Salt's not a seasoning. It's not a spice. It's a flavor enhancer, so it brings out the flavor in things. And anytime you have a little bit of sweet with a little bit of salt, it kind of tastes nicer. So I figured salt can't hurt. But if you don't want the salt or you don't like the salt, then don't do it. Then I also got pitted dates. I got already pitted dates. I just got them in the bulk aisle, but I'll probably do 5. Maybe I'll do, no, 5's probably, I'll do 4, because last night we had quite a few dates. You might not even need 4. Pitted is good because it saves you time, otherwise you're going to be pitting all of these, but if you don't buy pitted, that's fine. Just make sure to pit them because the pit is not good. It's really hard. Okay, so I have everything in here. The last 2 ingredients that I don't have, as I mentioned, the hemp protein powder and oat milk. Oat milk, I didn't even see in the store. I went to Whole Foods, they didn't have it. So I don't know where they carry it, but this tastes good as is. So now I'm gonna blend it. Okay, I also forgot to mention that you want to put ice in. When you're blending drinks, if it's not blending, you either have the vegetables that you put in are cut too rough, they're too big, or you don't have enough liquid, or a combination of both. So I actually put in even still a little bit too much coconut milk, but it's fine. It's going to taste amazing. But if you wanted it thicker, more like a frosty shake, I either would put this back in the freezer to kind of get more crystallized and then reblend, or just put less coconut milk. But this is amazing. It's so phenomenal. It's just so good. It tastes like Hawaii. It's just like tropical. You have the coconut flavors and the vanilla and the banana and the pineapple and the macadamia nuts and the dates and the vanilla bean. It's just divine. This, if you want a little sip of Hawaii, and if you don't want a little sip of Hawaii, still make this. It's great. It's really good. It's definitely worth it. And like I said, I'm going to be freezing this so I can turn it into an ice cream. I'll just put it into a Tupperware container, smaller than this, but whenever you make ice cream in the freezer, you put it in, and then you want to do it on a day when you're home because every 30 minutes you'll re-stir it and then stick it back in. If you don't have an ice cream machine, which, I mean, if you have an ice cream machine, go for it, but we don't, so that's how I would do it. But make this. It's really, really good. I'm definitely excited that I took this recipe home. And there's other ones I'll make, and I'll show you. They're just amazing. It's good. So I wanted to add this also because if you don't have all these ingredients, you might be a little bit excited to make it, but then never make it like I did. I have had this recipe for probably 2 years. Not really, but a long time. And every time I go to the store, I think, okay, I'm going to get the ingredients, I'm going to make it. And then I start looking at the list and I look at a few ingredients and I think I'm not going to get it this time because it's just so many ingredients. So if that's you, like me, just do it. Just get the ingredients. But beforehand, start slow. Go get vanilla coconut milk, bananas, ice, and maybe a little honey, and throw that in the blender, and you're going to be happy. If it's a hot day especially, and you just want something sweet and cold, and it's not going to make you feel bad after, you'll feel really good. It's great. You could even add some vanilla protein powder if you want it to be a little more filling. That's a good way to start slow, or start small, but I would say just get up the courage and get the ingredients. It's not that difficult. It's really easy. Whole Foods has everything. If you don't like Whole Foods, you can plan ahead and order some online and get some at Costco. Costco here has the macadamia nuts. I don't know if yours does, but they also have dates in the package. So just, you know, slowly as you're out, just start scooping up the ingredients, and you're going to be so excited to make this. And if you try any other variations, let me know, because I want to. One of the things I want to do when I make the ice cream is I want to add blackberries, because I think that would be really yummy. So if you add anything else or change anything up, let me know, because I want to try new recipes too.